Central bank phrasing for investor letters, verb choices that signal policy. Welcome. Today we'll sharpen your writing for investor letters and policy commentary. In finance, every verb nudges expectations. Central banks choose words to signal probability, and even tiny shifts can move markets and headlines. Saying, "we monitor," is not the same as "we will act." Your goal is clarity, neutrality, and credibility. Describe what you know, what you don't, and what would change your view. By the end, you'll pick verbs with intent, frame uncertainty honestly, and write updates that readers trust, and that won't be misread by busy analysts skimming for signals. Think in rungs. For observation verbs, consider less than assess, less than monitor, less than watch closely. We consider suggests early thinking. We watch closely implies elevated concern. For probability, expect less than likely, less than will. We expect signals a view with room for change. We will commits. For hypotheticals, may less than could, less than would often ties to a stated condition. For policy stance, maintain less than adjust, less than tighten/ease. Maintain keeps settings steady. Adjust is directional but modest. Tighten/ease is decisive. Choose the weakest verb that still matches your confidence. Hedges protect credibility when the outlook is noisy. Use calibrated terms like may, could, and time cues like at this stage to show provisional judgment. Always pair hedges with data, not feelings. Demand could soften as new orders PMI falls, not "we feel demand is fading." Avoid absolute claims, no certain, guaranteed, or never, unless evidence is overwhelming. Signal flexibility explicitly. Our stance remains subject to incoming data and material revisions. That line tells readers you will adapt, not waffle, when the evidence changes. Strong messages are anchored in observable metrics and defined horizons. Cite concrete indicators such as headline/core CPI, payrolls/unemployment, or PMIs to ground your view. Specify timing. Over the coming quarters is far clearer than soon. Separate near-term dynamics, e.g. energy base effects, from medium-term trends, e.g. wage growth. Avoid vague timing like shortly, which breeds misinterpretation. A clean sentence. We see headline CPI easing over the next 2 quarters, while services inflation may remain sticky into mid-year. Readers know what, why, and when. Present a baseline and risk scenarios so readers see the full map. Define triggers, thresholds, trends, or shocks that shift you from one path to another. A core CPI trend below 2.5% and easing wage growth would justify easing. Prefer ranges over single-point forecasts to reflect uncertainty. GDP, 0.3 to 0.5% Q per Q. Clarify sequencing to manage expectations. We plan to pause, evaluate 3 prints of inflation, then adjust if disinflation persists. This structure tells investors what you expect, what could change it, and how you would respond. Keep tone professional and verifiable. Choose neutral verbs over emotive language. Markets declined beats markets plunged unless the data justify it. Attribute views to maintain transparency. We judge that demand is cooling, or the bank noted supply constraints. Avoid loaded adjectives like reckless, panicked, or heroic. They signal bias and invite pushback. Ensure consistent style across all letters. Same verb ladder, same structure for data and time windows. Consistency builds trust, helps readers parse your intent quickly, and reduces the risk of misinterpretation. Weak. The bank will cut rates soon. That's vague and overconfident. Better. The bank is likely to ease if inflation cools and growth softens. Here, probability and triggers are clear. Weak. Inflation is under control. That's a claim without evidence. Better. Headline CPI has decelerated for 3 months, while core services remain elevated. Now you anchor to data and nuance. Try this pattern. Probability term plus condition plus data anchor plus time window. It reads careful, credible, and useful. Before you publish, run this tight checklist. 1. Verb strength matches your confidence. Don't overcommit. 2. Hedge appropriately when uncertainty is high and state the basis. 3. Anchor every claim to data and a time window. 4. State triggers and scenarios so readers know what would change your stance. If a sentence fails any item, revise. Clear, neutral, and evidence-based writing earns trust and helps your readers make better decisions.